Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you're doing great wherever you are in the world. I'm so happy that you've decided to take a few minutes and just settle down and have a chat with us about things that are on the mind of older women. You know, when I started 60andMe almost 10 years ago now, the reason I started was I wanted to connect with other women who were going through the same things as I was. And I was at the time 64. I had been 59 for about 5 years. And I was just not going to, go into the 60s gently. But I decided that I would just reach out and say, is there anybody else that's having a little challenge making that leap into their 60s? And of course, within a few weeks, I had over 10,000 women saying, yes, count me in. And and the rest is kind of history with 60andMe. We now reach over 500,000 women on our website. We have almost 200,000 subscribers on YouTube, and it's clear that there was a big gap in the market for a website or for a community of women over 60 years old. But of course, we have a lot of younger women now, and I'm very grateful for that, because I think that your 50s, honestly, are probably the time when you start to really think about it, and it's the time to sort of come to grips with what's about to happen, and it's some big changes. But one of the things I think that really held us together as a community was community. It was the sense that you were not alone, that there were other women in the community that were going through the same things as you, with your relationships, with your living situation, your health and well-being, your travel style, your clothing, fashion, beauty. And it was just time to sort of start expanding, rather than constricting ourselves, that we could be creative, that we could be relevant and helpful and of service in our 60s and 70s and 80s. So the discussion for today, though, and you probably, of course, read the thumbnail and you know what it's about, is pen paling, which is kind of an adjunct to the idea of community. It's that idea of writing a letter to someone that you've never met before, or sending a card, or just connecting with, and finding those things in your personalities that are similar, where you've got a connection, and you're trusting the universe, that you'll find those people who are your sisters, your lost sisters. And Fran Meininger, who's one of our wonderful bloggers, wrote this article called "The Emotional Benefits of Pen Paling." And I think that it goes without saying that we all have through our lives had pen pals, in the sense that we've had girlfriends and friends in school that we shared our little dreams with, and our little meet you behind the whatever, and do this and that, and talking about boys and all those crazy things you did when you were a teenager, and as you got older, maybe sharing with your friends that maybe you've moved away from your new job, or your new relationship, or your new marriage, or baby, or whatever, as you grew. But then it kind of fades away, doesn't it? As you get into your life, you forget the joy of getting a letter, when was the last time that you got a letter handwritten in the mail? Oh, wait. I know. I can't remember. I personally, well, no, that's not true. That isn't true, because I know at Christmas I did get some really nice, which I would call letters, not just Christmas cards. So, but it's very rare that people write a letter to anybody anymore. And so Fran tells the story, which is kind of an important one to raise, that she actually met two women, and maybe more by now, through 60andMe. Because she's one of our bloggers, people left her comments in her articles, and they connected. I'd like to talk some more about this. And, they just became really good friends I don't think they've ever met, but it was just a letter relationship. And they found things in common with each other. They found, just secret things that they wouldn't share with anybody else. And Fran said this was one of the really interesting, and I'll talk about it a bit later, the more interesting things about pen paling is that when you don't know somebody, it's kind of like the Avon lady phenomenon, or, where you chat with them about your deepest secrets, and you don't know them, but you can share at a slightly deeper level than someone that maybe they're sensitive connections, or you don't want them to really know those things. And you know what I mean? You get the idea. But the point here is that pen paling is not just about sending, a card, although it can be, but it's about making a friend, making a connection. And I was going to mention, before, going forward about the 60andMe, of course. Now we are able to leave comments on our website articles. You have to be have to have a Facebook account in order to do that, just from a security perspective. Otherwise, we get thousands and thousands of spam messages every day. But anyway, so you can leave messages on the articles, but it's not the same. So we started a Patreon group, which is a supporters group, and you can join that. There's a subscription at $3 a month where you can just join and get exclusive videos. You can of course have more or less too, but you can have subscriptions to exclusive videos. I do little travel tours, and I send those videos just to that group. And we also hold live shows Mondays and Wednesdays called the Friendship Lounge. And I only mention this because it's like our version of pen paling. I mean, 50, 60, sometimes more people get together. They don't know each other. And I'm the only one you see. So it's kind of like a live show. And you're just there writing comments. And you would be surprised the connections that have happened. It's our little version of pen paling. We've had women go on cruises together. We've had I think 3 or 4 groups meet. I like the California group, the Arizona group, Texas group, and they've just found each other, and they started their own Facebook group, and it's just I don't know, it's kind of my dream come true that we would become a community of people actually meeting, like in person. But what's second best to that is meeting in letters. So you can, you can connect with people on this, our Patreon group with just an email address. That's a separate option we have. But, you get it, there's lots of ideas. But there's plenty. And I'm surprised at the number of pen pal organizations. Now, in Fran's article, you can go back there. I'll leave you the link below in the description box under this video. You can actually see the list that she puts together. But I'll mention some of them because I know some of them, and they're ones that have websites, and you can check them out and actually see what they offer. Some are paid, like where you have to pay a subscription. I think most of them maybe are, because there's an administrative cost in doing this. You have to have a website for one thing, which costs money. But so Travel and Leisure apparently published a list, which is the one that Fran links to in her article. But there are groups like penpalsforseniors.com, Compatipal. There's one called Conversation Exchange, which is where you learn a language, a foreign language. I should probably join that one. Conversation Exchange is learning a language and making friends at the same time. This is a good one. International Geek Girl Pen Pals Club. I actually checked into that one because it just was so interesting. But they're all over the world, and you can just, you basically fill in a profile and you say what kind of people you're looking to join up with. And I think it's just women, of course, that one. But there's probably others like Pen Pal World. Post Crossing is a good one. I have a couple of ladies who belong to that, Post Crossing, and they send me postcards. I'm a big postcard fan. I have boxes and boxes of postcards. Every time I travel somewhere, even if I don't buy a souvenir, I will make a point to take some change in my pocket and go and buy a postcard. And then I write on the back, March 7, 2017, and it goes in my box. But anyway, this is the one where you can send postcards to people from wherever you are on living or on holiday, or it's just, I think it's cool. And the final one here is this is not the final one, there's many more, but this is Worldwide Snail Mail Pen Pals. And this is the one where you literally write a letter. There are others now that you can do online, where you can just send messages online. But I just think there's something about getting a letter in the mail that is so cool. So anyway, she says that this is a really good way to maybe even connect with your family. She says that she has a pen pal relationship with her 9-year-old granddaughter, in the sense that they write each other letters. They send cards and handmade things, and it's like a little pen pal, family pen pal, which you can do. You don't have to connect with a stranger. I mean, your grandchildren may be strangers to you when they're teenagers, and it's a great way to connect with them. They have their own little world. But the granddaughter apparently loves getting a written letter, and it is such a cool thing. I like to make handmade cards and crafts and send to my grandson, because you know, whether they keep them or not, it doesn't matter. It's just like something came in the mail from Baba, and it was like she was thinking about me, and it's just a cool thing. And I just think that during this time of the pandemic, where we're not able to get out into the world and make new friends, this is a way to start. And you know, maybe I don't know. I'm assuming you could probably specify on your profile that you want to meet people in your state or in your area, because once you have a letter going on, you know, you can then connect to me in a coffee shop and chat with each other, and you know, it's all safe and sound. And I'm sure there's security behind this too, probably identity security. I should probably register for one just to understand how it works. Maybe, friend, if you're watching this, you can tell us that. Is there a safety loop that you can say, you know, a picture of the person, or I don't know. I'm sure there's lots of considerations that everybody has, some maybe more than others. But did you have a pen pal when you were in school? I did. My friend Mary, who lives in Las Vegas, I've known her for 50 plus years. We're pen pals. But that's not quite the same, because she was a really good friend to start with. And of course, my friend Veena in India. But again, we knew each other. We met later. But yeah, did you have a pen pal when you were younger? And, you know, what do you think about pen paling? Is it something that you'd like to do? If you joined one of these groups, by the way, please leave your comments in the section below. Just tell us what your experience has been, whether you've made any like really good friends or even just good acquaintances. I just think it'd be fun to share. Okay, everybody, well, have a really lovely day wherever you are, and consider checking out some of these pen pal groups and seeing if you can find one that suits you. But know that we love you, that you're safe in this world of 60andMe. We care about you, and you are our sisters here. And you can also join, of course, our supporters group if you want a more, you know, sort of focused 60andMe connection. That would be great. Okay, everybody, take good care. Stay safe and strong and well and happy. And we'll see you all again very soon. Sending you lots and lots of love. Bye-bye for now.